again on this one.
Okay, so you went with Tampa Bay on that.
Yeah.
All right, Minnesota versus the Steelers, 2 1-0 teams. Minnesota looked very good on Monday night versus the New Orleans Saints. Pittsburgh won their game versus the Browns. It was a close one, but they still pulled it out. Antonio Brown had a good showing in that as well. Le'Veon Bell not so much, and that's the reason why I think Pittsburgh is going to win. I think Minnesota has a really good defense, but I think Le'Veon Bell is going to come out and have a better performance this week along with Antonio Brown. I'm going with the Steelers.
Hey, you know what? And that's what I was going to get on, is their defense. And Sam Bradford played really well, and I don't really see the Steelers' defense, doing that well, even though it was a low-scoring game, so it definitely was defense in play, but it's the Browns. So either we're going to find out that either the Browns are starting to become a legit team, or the Steelers just had a real off game, because Steelers has been a decent, a dominant team for a while. But with that being said, I'm going to go with the Vikings on this one. I feel like Sam Bradford is going to continue. Hopefully, he'll continue his success, and that'll show whether or not how the defense for the Steelers is playing. And their defense,
you do know they started 5-0 last year, right?
Who?
Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah. Where did they end up last year?
We're not talking.
And you do know the Super Bowl's in Minnesota this year too, right?
Really?
And you do know what happens that whoever is hosting the Super Bowl
has a horrible year.
That season is never great for them. I've never seen a team host a Super Bowl and go to the Super Bowl in the same year.
That's true. That is very true. All right, so look. Like you said, they started last season 5-0. Let me have this 2-0 start right now with them.
I'm just saying.
I'm giving this to the Vikings, man.
Okay. Arizona, we know they lost David Johnson. Going to hurt a lot of fantasy owners this year. Pretty sure this week a lot of people have been trying to make some moves at the running back position in fantasy football with David Johnson being hurt.
Yeah. And
they take on the Indianapolis Colts, who, as of right now, I'm pretty sure Andrew Luck won't be back this week either. Tolzien will be the starter once again. They got beat so bad last week that their head coach, Chuck Pagano, didn't even know who they lost to. I think he said they lost to the 49ers instead of the Rams. So it's been some rough times right now in Indianapolis right now. Who do you got?
I'm going to just say this, pun intended. Without Andrew, it's no luck.
I like it.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
I'm going with the Cardinals, too. They just have, even though without David Johnson, I think they still have other pieces that can still make them competitive. So I'm definitely going to go with Arizona with you.
So far, it looks like their defense isn't great, and to their disadvantage, they have Larry Fitzgerald on the other side, who I feel will take advantage of them the entire game.
All right. This is a 1 p.m. game. Both of these teams are Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, Super Bowl MVPs, regular season MVPs. Tom Brady and Drew Brees going to be going at it. Both of these teams are 0-1. This is a very important game because, starting 0-2 is tough, but, the Patriots have been there, done that. They've been 0-2, 0-1, and still have rectified everything and gone on to win Super Bowls. 2001, 2003, and 2014 is when we did it. In each of those years, we went on to win the Super Bowl. So, against Drew Brees and Tom Brady, these are probably two of the better quarterbacks. Old in age, I think they're the two oldest in the league right now. Yeah. Drew Brees is a couple of months younger than Tom Brady, but they're pushing. He's 39, pushing that 40, and Brady's already at 40. So, given how the Saints looked last week, this past Monday night, I want to know what Adrian Peterson's role is with this team because it just wasn't clear to me on Monday night. Maybe it takes a couple of games for them to try to work him into what they're doing. I do know Willie Snead is still out for the Saints. He's suspended, so you could see Ted Ginn get more targets going forward in the passing game. And in New England, the thing about the Patriots is they don't really go on losing streaks. Like when they lose a game, it's hard for them to lose back-to-back games. Right. And then they've had extra time to prepare by them being the Thursday night game to possibly watch that game Monday night. And the Saints are coming off a short week where the Patriots were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And you got Bill Belichick being the perfectionist and the data-oriented person he's going to break everything down. I think New England gets the win to get 1-1 on the year. And hopefully they won't go to 0-2 or I won't show up next week.
Man, look. This is one of those times where I say, well, we have to agree. I'm definitely going with the Patriots. I don't see. I'm going with the Patriots. I don't.
Why?
Don't let me say it
Justify.
too many times. Huh?
Justify. Why are you going with the Patriots?
Because it's the Patriots. I don't see the Saints as great of a quarterback as Drew Brees is. I don't see them getting over too well on the Patriots defense. The Patriots defense is still pretty good, regardless on the L they took, which I felt like in general, I reinstate that win the Chiefs got over the Patriots was simply due to the fact that I felt like they were just still getting over their high of winning the championship. So I feel like they're going to come out really strong in this game. Now, I will say this. I do feel like Adrian Peterson is going to start catching his role this game. Now, is that going to say much? Because I don't feel like Drew Brees' passing game is going to be that great this game. But I feel like because of that Adrian Peterson will start to shed some light onto his role, start getting some actual decent yards. But I still see the Patriots coming out in this game too.
Okay. Finally, we agree on something.
Right. And then it's
Cleveland and Baltimore. Given the way Cleveland looked last week, I kind of respect the way they looked, the whole Deshaun Kaiser thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just the first game. As I said earlier, anytime you're seeing a first-time quarterback or a rookie quarterback on the field, you don't have film on him to really know what to go after, what his weaknesses are, what his strengths are. And I don't know, what it maybe Baltimore can see some things in the game versus Pittsburgh last week. And maybe try to focus on what to do to try to attack against Deshaun Kaiser. Baltimore looked good last week. Joe Flacco looked good. They did lose Danny Woodhead. So, the pass-catching running back is gone for them. I'm going to go with the Ravens as much as I hate to say it. I see them winning this game.
This is hard for me, honestly. I really kind of admire what the Browns is starting to be. Like I said, even though it could have been just to the Steelers, I think they played last week. Mm-hmm. To the slack of the Steelers that they got as much as they did. But I feel like they really are promising. It really is the latter, that they really are becoming a decent team. But due to what the Ravens did last week as far as their defense and Deshaun Kaiser being a rookie quarterback, I feel like the Ravens... Last time I regretting changing my score at the last second, the team I meant to get usually won. Well, it won last time, being the Packers over the Seahawks. But I'm going to give it to the Ravens. But I want to do it. I want to give it to the Browns, but I feel like the Ravens are going to get this game.
Yeah, I do too. So next game, this is to me one of my favorite matchups of the season. Right now in the early going is Philadelphia versus Kansas City, given the fact how Philly looked last week, how Kansas City went on up into Foxborough and kind of punched Tom Brady and the Patriots in the mouth. So this is tough for me, but I'm going to go with Kansas City this week. Man. I think Kansas City will win this game. I think Carson Wentz and him and Alex Smith. The only thing is, will we see the same Alex Smith that we saw in week one? That's the only thing I have it out for. Yeah. But I think this is a really good matchup. And then Andy Reid going up against his old team, used to be his former coach of that team. Right. Could want to really stick it to those guys too. So, what do you think?
I'm going to the Chiefs too. Definitely going to the Chiefs.
That Tyreek Hill kid, man. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you good.
He is something else. Like his speed is just
it really
out of this world.
This man's incredibly fast. Also, man, with the Eagles, honestly, I feel like with the last week's game, even though Carson Wentz had a good performance as a quarterback. The defense kind of got away with that last play for the touchdown off the fumble. And I feel like that really just changed the whole aspect of the game altogether. So I felt like, in a sense, besides Carson Wentz's performance, they should have lost game 1. And I feel like the Chiefs are a dominant team, even though, like I said, they snuck away one off the Patriots. But that was the right team to do it. Like, I don't feel like the Eagles could have got that over the Patriots on game 1, even though the Eagles have had certain stints on the Patriots in the recent past. But I feel like the Chiefs as a whole, I do believe that Alex Smith is going to stay dominant this season, or at least for this game at least. And like you said, Andy Reid always has his little secret animosity against the Eagles. So I feel like, this is going to boil over into a win for the Chiefs, definitely.
And I want to see if Kareem Hunt, was that just a one-hit wonder performance that he had against the Patriots, or will this be a continuation?
Yeah, that too.
For a breakout year for him.
Didn't I even add him into
Chiefs
that.
Will win. Yeah.
I want to talk about this, since this is the other half of the Eagles game last week that they should have lost. And so this is also my team. Redskins and Rams. Like I said, the Redskins, Kirk Cousins did have a pretty good performance, except for that.
Where's this game being played? Is it in LA?
I'm gonna find out where it is.
Washington. Is it? Yeah.
I'm gonna find out. But like I said, Kirk Cousins had a pretty good game, except for the controversial ending. The Rams defense has been the same. Rams defense is strong. Jared Goff is becoming what he should have been last year. But I mean, everybody kind of needs some rookie quarterbacks need a year to kind of get into their role. And being the fact that he was thrown into his position and it kind of went controversially, because he was thrown in at some parts and thrown out at other parts. But now that he's definite, the starting quarterback, and it is going to be in LA. It's going to be for the Rams. And of course, for me, I really have to give it to the Rams. Honestly, I'm giving it to them on the fact of the defense.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I'm really not so sold on Jared Goff. I do like him, and I hope that he is what we need. But I'm giving it to him because of our defense being dominant, that they're going to win this against the Redskins.
And that's the only thing for me too that's making me lean toward going with the Rams over the Redskins. I mean, but Kirk Cousins is so, when you expect for him to play bad, he plays great, and then when you expect for him to play great, he kind of gives you less than. But the Rams 2-0. I guess I'll go with the Rams. I don't have a lot of confidence behind this pick, but I'm gonna go with the Rams here just for the sake of the defense portion of it.
Exactly.
They could give Cousins some issues.
Yeah, because I don't see the Redskins with a good run game. So I mean, they're going to have to rely on the air, and if we can do the same thing to Cousins as we did to Scott Tolzien last week,
that's like,
Kirk Cousins is a different person.
Yeah.
He definitely is. It's going to be harder. We're not going to get any pick sixes. I'm not guessing that, but I'm guessing we're going to at least stop some deep threats. They're going to get through in the middle, but I feel like we're going to win by defense alone.
Any other game you want to?
Yeah, we can go into this next one. The Jaguars and the Titans.
Jaguars and Titans.
Now this is going to be the surprising good game in my eyes, because Blake Bortles had the breakout game that neither one of us expected last week, and the Titans, even though they have Marcus Mariota, which is a very great quarterback. I still don't know about either. Well, I really don't know about either's defense. Really, you can see what I took down in the past. But who do you have between the two?
It's a tricky game.
I will add this, which I will say this: the Jaguars defense did hold the Texans
last week.
10 sacks and 4 turnovers. So just keep that in mind.
It was against the Texans. Texans not a half bad team, but then second half the Texans went to Deshaun Watson, so
yeah.
So they kind of did that against two quarterbacks, which is still pretty good. I'm going Tennessee. I don't really see Jacksonville really manhandling them the way they did. I think Marcus Mariota is more of a playmaker than Tom Savage was.
Okay.
He really shouldn't have that last name. with his performance last week. But I'm going to go with Tennessee to win this game. They played Oakland pretty tough last week, and I think Jacksonville just happened to be at the right place at the right time last